Well, I'm very happy to be here. My name is Russell Targ, and I'm a physicist, and it's my great pleasure to tell you about the remarkable work we did at Stanford Research Institute investigating psychic ability. I had a small Wikipedia biographical page. It's described that I was born in Chicago, went to Columbia, worked with Hal Puthoff on a pseudoscience called remote viewing. So we had a chance for fish and chips and a cup of tea. We must be in England finally.
That's right.
There's a time when I was ill and I didn't want my biography to be that one-dimensional. So I wrote in that I had been a pioneer in the development of the laser and published many, many papers in lasers. And the Wikipedia masters kept erasing all my laser papers. They said to me, if people are not interested in your laser work, we just want to know about your work with the pseudoscience. And I said, well, most of my life has been spent with lasers. And they wouldn't allow me to do that. They banned me from Wikipedia. And finally, I got the help of Brian Josephson. And it was only through Josephson's intercession that I got to bring my biography up to speed.
Where they were interviewing an ex-KGB agent who had been involved with an assassination squad. And the interviewer had asked him, what do you do? How do you carry out assassination? If we had somebody who was a target, we'd find out what their medical profile was, and then we would do something that would cause that medical condition to go south quickly, and then it'd just be assumed it was a medical event, and that way we would be, wouldn't be found out. And so the interviewer, I'm told, I haven't seen this program yet, I haven't been able to find it. The interviewer said, well, did you ever actually use that approach? They said, yeah, once on a psychic who worked for the CIA.
And Pat comes in with his description of an underwater sabotage training facility several kilometers away from the seacoast. And this information was passed on to the Libyan desk. They saw a facility, basically, where he said that they hadn't seen before, and a few days later, Pat Price died. This was the end of Pat Price.
CIA hired Price away from us, and 4 months after joining the CIA, Price was dead.
And the big question is, was he killed or was it a natural death?
Like in the movies, you want to know, did he jump or was he pushed?
What do you think?
The emergency department people said that there was an individual that came in with him with a briefcase that showed the attending physician in the emergency room his recent EKGs from Greenbrier, which was the facility that I knew that we'd taken him to get his cardiological workup some months ago, and basically said, look, here's the guy had rampant serious coronary artery disease. He had a heart attack, so even though he died unattended in a hotel room, they decided, they meaning the hospital and the police, to not make it a medical examiner case. So they didn't do an autopsy, although that's not correct. And the man disappeared with the briefcase, with the notes. They never took any records of it. Body was removed and cremated. And then they called his wife. Yeah, wow.
Where they were interviewing an ex-KGB agent who had been involved with an assassination squad. What do you do? How do you carry out assassination? If we had somebody who was a target, we'd find out what their medical profile was, cause that medical condition to go south, and quickly, then it'd just be assumed it was a medical event, and that way we would be, wouldn't be found out.